How do we have faith in a scary world? Do we need to see seas splitting or rivers turning to blood? A thought from this week's Torah reading. The job seemed to have been done. The 10th plague had liberated the Israelites. Pharaoh had let them go willingly without his heart being hardened. Great, so let's move on. But no, there's more. The Israelites then seemingly get lost in the desert, stuck against a sea. And God hardens Pharaoh's heart yet again, and he pursues the Israelites straight into the sea. The Israelites will cross on dry land, but the Egyptian army will drown. Why was this redux necessary? Because there are two types of faith, obvious faith and stormy weather faith. I like to call them word faith and empty space faith. After the Egyptians drowned, the Israelites and Moses sang a song of praise and thanksgiving. But there's something interesting in the way this song is written in the Torah scroll. Between each phrase, there is a large, empty space. What does that space symbolize? In the book of Deuteronomy, there's an astounding commandment about a false prophet. A person claims to be a prophet, performs what seems to be a miracle. Everybody is blown away. And then that prophet urges the people to follow him to worship idols. We are to ignore and punish that false prophet. But why does God allow this false prophet to perform amazing wonders in the first place? The Torah answers the question to test us, to see what kind of faith do we have. Is it word faith or empty space faith? You see, it's easy to believe when everything is obvious, when the world is smiling. But when things seem to be going wrong, as sometimes can happen, faith becomes a little harder. Do you give up your faith in God and go run after some other idols at the first false prophet who performs a magic trick? Pharaoh's belief at the end of the 10th plague was obvious faith, word faith. He saw the miracles, he believed. But when he sees a contraindication that the Israelites are lost in the desert, he thinks maybe their God isn't so great after all, and his heart becomes hardened. He lacked stormy weather faith, and perhaps the Israelites did as well, because they were panicking at that moment too. But then, when they saw the miracle that followed of the splitting of the sea and the drowning of the Egyptians, the Torah tells us a curious fact. They believed in God and in Moses his servant. Only now they believed, not after the 10 plagues. Yes, because now they had mastered stormy weather faith, empty space faith. They understood that the empty spaces were preceded by God's providence. They saw that in the 10 plagues. And therefore they knew that God's providence must also be there in the empty spaces as well, even when it's not seen or felt. And that they would know that afterwards there will again be new words of song and praise. Our relationship with God is unconditional. We believe that the empty spaces have a purpose too. Even though things may be scary, it's just a matter of time before we will see words again and will sing out loud again.